Hi, I'm Anna Svirsko. I work for the United States Naval Academy as an assistant professor, and I've been an Informs member for about 5 years now. I think sometimes as a woman in the field of OR and as a graduate student, it can feel a little bit isolating because you're one of a few women among many men, but actually we don't always realize how many women are doing great things in OR. So one thing I've commented on before, and I'll say again, is that with colloquiums, sometimes we see men always coming and presenting their research and not as many female professors. And I think one thing that all schools could do is be aware of who they're inviting to colloquiums and make an effort to invite women so that female graduate students can see someone who looks like them who's doing really great research. Our local Informs chapter helps students create a community around them where they could socialize together, but it also provided a support group in terms of learning things about OR, whether it was attending tutorials to learn more about different technology, CPLEX or R or Groby that they would be using as graduate students, or whether it was getting practice presenting for their conferences or getting prepared for the mock or for the qualifying exams. We provided those different kinds of activities and really gave students a support group that they could lean on and ask questions to with anything they were struggling with academically. In addition, it gave me some leadership ability, or provided me with the opportunity to enhance my leadership abilities and really learn to rely on the people who are also supporting me as my treasurers and my vice president and secretary, and help dole out tasks and delegate, which is something I had never really done before. So my research focused on trying to reduce patient length of stay. We still have some stuff coming out of that, but one of the main things we did was nurse staffing. We also revised the fast track a lot. So I think our biggest contribution there is we diminished the time it took for fast track patients to be seen by, I believe, almost half an hour. And we did a huge revision. I think one of the biggest contributions we did though was we brought different statistical methods and showed them different ways to display the data and how to read that data to help them be independent on their own and begin using the data that they were already collecting to make informed decisions in the future. I think that one, not so much the award, but the nomination to me was more important. It was nice to know that one of my faculty member who was in charge of the group thought that I did a good enough job that he was willing to take time out of his day and write me the nomination. So it meant that my work in terms of growing the chapter, getting new activities, and really supporting our students was recognized. And it was just nice to have the recognition and have someone acknowledge that I was working hard for something other than just school. Two things I would say. First, believe in yourself. I think somewhere along the route from going from high school to college, and maybe with a couple failures, I started believing in myself less. And I would encourage myself to believe in myself more because it all turns out really good in the end. And then I would also say don't be afraid to fail, because once you fail, whenever you get back up, you're stronger than you were before and you've learned something from it. So don't be afraid to take those learning experiences. So one thing I always say is be colorful. Life's too short to wear black and white. So despite my dress not being super colorful today, there's a little bit of green and red and yellow in there. I always think that life is so much better when everything around you is bright and colorful and happy. So my autobiography title would be Happy, Life's Too Short to Wear Black and White. We would be celebrating first successful year teaching with good teaching reviews, research, maybe that paper we talked about earlier, and hopefully an exciting new talk for Informs on a new research topic that I'm searching for currently. It's been interesting. It's different than what I thought it would be. I couldn't wait to not be a graduate student anymore and to kind of be independent and on my own and not really having to report to anyone. But I think now as a professor, my students are kind of like who I'm reporting to in a way. With your graduate studies, sometimes research gets blocked and you're reporting to your advisor and you can say, you know, I'm stuck this week. With your classes, you can't be stuck. So the students really hold you accountable, making sure they're understanding it and that you're teaching it well and setting up resources to be teaching it well. That was something I don't know that I expected to feel as much as I do now that I'm a professor. I think of analytics as taking all the data that we have and using that data to inform our models that we have in operations research, whether it's simulation or linear programming or stochastic models, to end up getting results from our models to make informed decisions about the system we're analyzing. I think I would be a math teacher still, because I've always really liked math, and that's kind of what I went to college intending to be, and then I stumbled onto OR and just loved it so much that I had to switch to that. I love Real Housewives because I can't imagine having as much money as they all have, and so I think it's interesting to see how they spend it.